Super key that this season that we're having undeniable belief in ourselves, even if it has to be a little delusional, even if you have to trick yourself into it. But more often than not, you don't see yourself through the lens that you're supposed to see yourself. You see it through a fragmented view. I don't know what it is about human beings. We are like almost hardwired to focus on the things that we don't like, focus on the things we don't love about ourselves, probably because we know, we got to work on it or whatever. But often we construct our whole perception of ourselves of what we are not, and instead of what we are, discrediting all the work that you've done, discrediting everything you have crafted thus far. Of course, there's more work to do. There's always, as long as we're breathing, we could be growing. But I always say, man, sometimes you just got to enjoy the view. Some of us, we climb mountains and we forget that, hey, we're at the top of the mountain. Some of us are looking back down at our past. Some of us are looking back, we're looking at the next destination. And it's like, yo, what if we can just enjoy this space right here? Truly, like, just be in it and celebrate who we are, because our confidence is so important. And what do? We produce more evidence, and then our evidence gives us more confidence. And it's like this recycled relationship between confidence and evidence, and we're showing up, right? And then the parts of ourselves that do need a little bit of work, we're working on them, but with grace. Some things take time. No problem with that. As long as we're aware of them, that's all that matters. But what I would do is get out your journal and ask, how is your perception of yourself? Is it fragmented? Do you see yourself through the lens of what you are not, what you need to do, right? If so, you're discrediting yourself from so much energy and power that you could be applying into the next step. One thing about this life, man, you can't really count on other people to come and scoop us up or, pour belief into ourselves. Now, sometimes our community will do that, and that's beautiful, but we can't rely on that, right? We have to be our biggest motivators. We have to be our biggest cheerleaders, You know what I love is like when I see a musician make a song and they're just banging out to their own music. Like they wrote it, they produced it, they recorded it, but they're listening to it as if it's like the first time they heard it, and they're just like, yeah, I'm the shit. That's the attitude we need to have in this season. I'm the shit. Yeah, I'm the shit. I'm nice with it. We got this. The amount of things I've been able to do in my life by just sheer confidence has been wild. Like when I started making videos, I had no idea what I was doing a long time ago. I'm talking about like 14 years ago. And with music videos, I didn't know how to make a music video treatment. I didn't know the proper procedure. I didn't know what the aperture or the ISO was, but I just had confidence. I'm like, I'm creative. I'm nice. I'm Mr. Hines. I could do, and I did. I just did it. Within 6 months, I was like working with like Universal Records out here in Canada, and like then boom, just like off on some new travels. And it was just sheer confidence. And then I've been in seasons of my life where I actually have a bunch of proof. I'm in a much better space. I know what I'm doing. I know the technicals, right? I have everything that I need to succeed, but I'm lacking the confidence. And even though I have all the tools, for some reason, I would struggle to produce the evidence, right? Confidence is very powerful. Just believing in yourself. But to believe in yourself, you have to also know yourself and love yourself. I want you to identify parts of yourself that you really love about yourself, right? Even if these are things that you can't put on a resume, because those are usually the best things, right? But like, identify them and just be like, yeah, that's me. That's me. No matter what it is, right? Just identify it and be like, that's me. And fall in love with it. Start to fall in love with the deeper parts of yourself. You're going to find so much belief and power there that you're going to be able to apply in this season. You have all the energy that you need to succeed. I hope you know that, right? We all do. We have the energy that we need to succeed, and probably even the resources to take this next step. I know many of us, we get We're anxious in the mind because we're overthinking and we get overwhelmed. And then we get a sense of urgency. Chill, right? Come back. Right? Anytime you notice you're getting ahead of yourself, just take a breath, remind yourself you're racing ahead of yourself. Come back. Be united within yourself. The Bible says a house divided within itself will fall. That goes for us as well. If we are divided within ourselves, we are fall. So our inner state of being is the most important thing, right? Often on this channel, I never really talk about like worldly topics or like politics and anything like that. Why? Because in my belief, I think the most important thing first is centering ourselves, right? Having an understanding of who we are. When we're able to have that gratitude and that grace for ourselves, then we're also able to have that gratitude and grace with others. The Bible also says what? Love your neighbor like yourself. So what does that mean? Love your neighbor like yourself. So we must know how to love ourselves to even be able to love our neighbor. Okay, self-love is important. It is important. So we're going on that journey, creating the confidence, creating the evidence, and at the same time, living our life while we love it. Loving it while we live it. I reminded myself of that today. There was an opportunity to go do something. And I was like, you know what? Should I? And then one part of my mind, I was like, no, you should just work. You should just do this. You can, delay everything into another year. But then I had like a nudge in my spirit and said, I want you to live. I want you to live. It reminded me of what I always say. Let's be happy while, not happy when. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's jump on this opportunity. Let's live a little. You understand? We still gonna work hard. Of course, we just work hard. That's what we do, don't we? We show up for ourselves. That's the type of people that we are. Anytime you hit a wall, I want you to reflect back on a time where you thought you wouldn't be able to make it, but then you just, boom, you transcended. There's this point one time in my life, probably like 12 years ago, my crib flooded. I had to like move out that day. I had to find a new crib. A bunch of chaos was happening in my life, but I made it through. And I was at like the bottom of the barrel of life at that point. Like I was like, man, life has really done a number on me. But I pulled myself out of there and got myself to new, beautiful heights. And then even when you get to those heights, you come back down a bit. But when we're high up, when we're high up, we stay humble. Let me get that right. When we're high up, we stay humble. When we're low down, we stay hopeful, right? That's our remedy. If you can do that, now we're dancing in that sweet spot of life. You understand? Not too, involved and married to, any state. Just embracing it as it is. And you reflect, you remind yourself of your power in a past experience. And then you're going to remember, I have everything that I need to succeed right now. Yeah, I can do this. Oh, amazing. I can do this. Oh, yeah, I'm nice with it. I'm the shit. Remember, that's the attitude. I'm the shit. Yeah, I'm nice with it. Yeah, nobody can do it like me. Like sometimes, just like pump your chest up a little bit. Nobody can do it like me. Damn, you beautiful, you handsome, you doing all of it, man. You skillful, you unique. When you fully embrace yourself and your unique print on this life and you put it into what you do, boom, it will stand out. Just give it time, be consistent with it, and chill. We love a chill life over here, the number one chill spot on the internet. You don't know hindsight. I'll see you soon, okay? Make sure you're loving the life that you live. And while you're living it, you just in love with it. Because we're falling in love with our becoming, not the destination.